Foreign Minister Dr. Jaishankar has reacted on the Karnataka sex crime case in which JDS MP Prajwal Revana is an accused. Now remember, the Karnataka government has said that they have asked for his passport to be cancelled, and Chief Minister Siddaramaiah also wrote to the Prime Minister on this. Reacting to this, the Minister Jaishankar has clarified and he said that we acted promptly on the request, but the request was only received on the 21st of May, and also that they are adhering to all the legal procedures. Got the request only 72 hours ago. Minister Jaishankar in an interview also said that the Congress government didn't take the first step.
MEA got this request from Karnataka only on the 21st of May. People were saying a lot of things to the press. I don't know about how other governments, state governments or otherwise function. We at least in MEA function as per the law.
Well, let's go across to Pratibha now for more. And Pratibha, this blame game is there between the centre and Karnataka government. But meanwhile, the JDS MP Prajwal Revana remains abroad. And we're also, Pratibha, joined by Priyank Kharge. Priyank Kharge, if you will react to what the foreign minister said, that they received the request from the Karnataka government just 72 hours ago regarding Prajwal Revana's passport.
I think the MEA does not consider a letter written by a head of a state, that's the Chief Minister, to the Prime Minister about a sitting parliamentarian. It's very unfortunate that they, in spite of being aware of all the facts of the case, they are choosing to ignore it. I mean, what is wrong if the Chief Minister of Karnataka writes to the Prime Minister about a sitting parliamentarian, and the seat is that of a former Prime Minister, and he is written saying that he is a fugitive and we need our help. We need their help in cancelling the diplomatic passport. And that could have been forwarded by the PMO to the MEA. Why do they need a letter from SIT only?
All right. The minister has said that, the request came from Karnataka on the 21st, claiming that a lot of things have been said in the press. So saying the Karnataka government, talking about this openly, scoring political points there. He says, I don't know how the state governments work, but the MEA functions as per law. So claiming that at the center, the Ministry of External Affairs is, carrying out the procedure as per the law.
So what are we doing then? Don't we follow the Constitution? We have written to the Prime Minister on a sitting parliamentarian about his misdeeds. The BJP government knew about it, yet did not do anything. The BJP party knew about it, yet went ahead and gave him a ticket. And Mr. Modi campaigned for him, despite the fact that he was a known offender. And then they are trying to put the blame back on the Congress, on the government. They should stop playing this politics and actually help us in trying to get Prajwal Revana. If they have even an iota of respect for the women that have been troubled by Prajwal Revana, they should have done it so moto. Why do they expect everything to be done by the SIT? What is the responsibility of the central government when a parliamentarian has done such an act?
It's interesting that you're saying they're playing politics, whereas Dr. Jaishankar is claiming that the Karnataka government is playing politics. So tell us, where does this case currently stand according to the investigations, according to the complaints?
I would like to ask you, what procedures or what laws of the land were followed when so many editors of newspapers, of web portals were thrown in jail? When chief ministers of different states have been put in jail, Supreme Court on more than one occasion has pulled up the BJP government for not following any procedures. And suddenly, whenever it is convenient for them, they bring in the law book. My question is simple. What is the central government's responsibility in this entire case? Don't they have any responsibility towards the people of Karnataka or towards the people of the nation when a parliamentarian is accused of sexual abuse of over 200, 300 women?
Right, and we're just going to try and get a BJP response to that. But if you can tell us, sir, where does the case currently stand? The SIT is there, it's investigating. Some formal complaints have been filed as well. Where does the investigation stand currently?
See, very clearly, the Home Minister of the state has said that the first and the most important thing for us to do is to ensure that more and more people come in and give complaint against Prajwal Revanna. We are trying to get the confidence of all the...
All right, Priyank Kharge, sorry to interrupt you there. We're also joined by Nalin Kohli, BJP spokesperson. Sir, we just heard Priyank Kharge there, reacting to Foreign Minister Jaishankar, saying that, they're acting as per procedure. The request for Prajwal Revanna cancellation of his passport was received only 72 hours ago. So he's taking exception to this and saying that, we sent a letter to the Prime Minister and that should have been forwarded to the Ministry. And more, and in fact, action should have been taken suo moto.
I think there is something to be said about the unfortunate politicization that the Karnataka Congress is trying to do. First, there is an allegation and a serious allegation against the Karnataka government and its ministers that they had information about this sordid and most horrible issue several months and weeks ago, and they chose to keep it pending for the sake of politics. Why did they not do it when they got information at the first instance? It seems that the informant who released that the videos seems to have shared it ahead with senior Congress people, as the media seems to have reported, and that clearly shows that they were sitting over it. Second,
right, so that is one of the issues which we'll get to, but this point about, getting Prajwal Revanna back to the country, what about that? Because there's this blame game between the centre and state. Yes, go ahead.
If you had permitted me to continue, I was coming to that as the very next point.
Okay.
Now let's come to the next thing. Governments run on systems. When did the formal request go to the ministry? That is the first question to be asked. Mr. Jaishankar has said 72 hours ago. So why were they sleeping up to 72 hours ago? After they sent it, procedure will come. The government runs on procedure, on systems. It doesn't run on the farmans of first family. A first family-centric party the first family can get up and say, tomorrow morning do this, everybody will run to do it. But governments run on first a formal request. A file will be created, processing of the file, and then it will happen. You can't blame the government of India for your own inadequacies, for the own fact that you have sat over the file and only 72 hours ago gone ahead and sent the request. We wrote to the Prime Minister, that is for you to politicize it. The Prime Minister is not the authority. Let me put it in a different way. In the Chief Minister's office, if somebody writes something that the Minister has to do or a collector has to do, you write to the Chief Minister and you say, no, action has not happened. That is politicization.
All right, Priyank Kharge, your response to that and the fact that, this politics is playing out over this and how this request was only made 72 hours ago.
Firstly, I think Mr. Kohli is misinformed. He has to be the person who did the press conference was not an informant. He was the BJP's candidate in Holenasipura. He stood against Revanna, Mr. Revanna, as an MLA candidate, and he has made a press conference. He's come in the open press and said Mr. Amit Shah was aware of this entire episode, and at his behest, he did the press conference. Mr. Amit Shah was very well aware of the fact of what Mr. Prajwal Revanna's background was, and he chose to sit on it, is what the BJP's candidate has said. So Mr. Kohli is thoroughly misinformed, number one. Number two, even if a work has to be done by a minister and the CM office gets a thing, the CMO makes it a point to forward it. And can't the Chief Minister write a letter to the Prime Minister on such a serious case? I still don't understand what the procedural lapse is they're talking about.
But this politicization, scoring of political points over such a sordid case, Mr. Kharge, what is...
Mr. Kharge, I think he has said I'm thoroughly misinformed. We are talking of two separate things. I can't be misinformed if I'm speaking on an informed basis on something which is not connected to what he's talking about. He's talking about a press conference by a Congress, by a BJP candidate. That's a separate issue. I'm talking who's the man who got
Sir,
the first
you
access
said that we were
to these
we were
videos
aware
and
of
releasing.
it.
Mr. Kharge.
Very clearly, no,
Mr.
sorry,
Kharge.
Mr. Kohli. Very
Mr. Kharge.
clearly, Mr. Devaraje Gowda has told that Mr. Amit Shah
Kharge,
was
I'm
aware of
entitled
it.
to give my point of view. The viewers of NDTV.
Right,
Right,
please
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
but,
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Kohli, go ahead. But
Sir.
really, this is not the, what we're discussing right now. The point is, how is Prajwal Ravana going to come back? What action is the central government taking? Is the Karnataka government politicizing this unnecessarily?
But due process of law,
May I
100%.
request?
There's going to be no delay in the manner in which the
Police should tell that.
Karnataka has done.
Why isn't the central government agencies helping the SIT?
All right, Mr. Kharge, we'll have to leave it there. Mr. Kohli has, disconnected, but really, the blame game taking place over this entire case. Meanwhile, the JDS MP remains missing. He remains abroad as there have been, allegations that he forced himself on hundreds of women. There are sex tapes that are available. Let's go across to Pratibha now for more. And Pratibha, we saw that the Karnataka Chief Minister, earlier saying that he has written a letter to the Prime Minister. Again, a second letter had been written asking that Prajwal Ravana's passport be cancelled, he be brought back to face charges. And now you have the Minister of External Affairs, Dr. Jay Shankar, saying that they received the request just 72 hours ago and they're proceeding as per the law.
In fact, talking about procedures here, in fact, the letter that was written by the Chief Minister of Karnataka to the Prime Minister cites Section 10(3)(h) of the Indian Passport Act 1967, which actually states that under this section there is a provision to cancel anyone's passport if a criminal case is registered in a court or action is initiated or a warrant has been issued. Now, in this particular case, the 72 hours ago that we're talking about, a warrant was actually issued by the court, and that has worked out as an official channel of communication between the state and the centre. It's over 26 days when the SIT was formed and Prajwal Ravana is still out there somewhere. It's high time that the state as well as the centre work in tandem to ensure that Prajwal Ravana, who is in the centre of the entire controversy in Karnataka with respect to the controversial videos, irrespective of who has really leaked the videos, irrespective of the political conspiracy, this man has to really be interrogated by the SIT officials here, considering that there are at least 3 cases of rape that have already been registered in the form of FIRs there. And the real question is, with the political appeal as well as the emotional appeal of Mr. Deve Gowda and HD Kumarasamy, and now with this particular process that has been initiated by the centre, it is the question of when and how Prajwal Ravana can return to India to ensure that justice is delivered to those victims there. Back to you.